Hello everyone, I'm Candy from Susan's family. Today, I'd like to introduce to you all the Retro Nostalgia series wood fog blanket. This product consists of the main body and the edging. Let's start with the main body first. The main body is made up of several sections. Section 1 begins with foundation chains, working back and forth in rows, with color changes in the middle. The following sections are all worked upwards from the previous section. A variety of stitch techniques are used, which I won't list one by one here. Please watch the demonstration. First, let's look at the chart. Note that the chart I use here is for tutorial purposes only. Please follow the chart you access for specific details, since the chart is quite large, for your convenience to see more clearly. The chart is divided into 3 sections. This vertical line indicates the joining line. When reading it, you can read Figure 1 and Figure 3 of the diagram side by side. Take out the yarn. Here, I just used a random color for demonstration. For specific yarn, color schemes, and hook sizes, please refer to the chart. Start with a slip knot. Hold the yarn with your left hand. And hold the hook with your right hand. Insert the hook into the knotted loop. Adjust the size of the loop. Begin by following the chart to crochet the corresponding number of chain stitches. Note that you can make the chain stitches a bit loose. This makes it easier for crocheting the first row later. That completes the starting chain. After completing the starting chain, let's move on to crocheting the first row. Make 3 chains to start. These 3 chains count as 1 double crochet, correspond to the 4th chain from the hook. Then, chain 1 as a transition. Pick up 1 strand on the top of the 7th chain from the hook. And work a double crochet. Continue with chaining 1 for transition. Skip 1 stitch below and do not crochet. Work a double crochet on the left chain. Following this, continue by first making 1 chain. Skip 1 stitch below and do not crochet. Follow the pattern of working a double crochet in the left chain. All the way down to complete this row. This completes the first row. Now, let's work on the second row. Make 3 chains to start. Turn the work. These 3 chains count as 1 double crochet, correspond to the last double crochet of the previous row. Then, work a double crochet in the left chain space. Pick up and continue crocheting. Work a double crochet in the left double crochet stitch. Note that since the piece has been turned, The stitch corresponds to the top left corner position. Continue with a double crochet in the left chain space. Work a double crochet in the adjacent double crochet stitch. Following this demonstration, in the chain spaces and double crochet stitches, work 1 double crochet in each. Continue all the way down to complete this row. The last double crochet is worked into the third chain of the previous row's turning chain. This completes the second row. Now, let's move on to the third row. Start with 3 chains as a turning chain. Turn the work. These 3 chains count as 1 double crochet. I won't repeat this explanation going forward. Then, make a chain for transition. Skip 1 stitch below. Work 1 double crochet into the third to last double crochet stitch of the previous row. The crochet pattern for this row is similar to the first row. Start with a chain for transition. Skip 1 stitch below. Work 1 double crochet into the adjacent stitch on the left. Follow the chart and continue crocheting until the end of this row. The last stitch is worked into the third chain of the previous row's turning chain. Specifically, you will crochet through 2 strands of that chain. This completes the third row. Continue on to the fourth row. Make 3 chains to start. Turn the work. Continue with 2 chains for transition. Skip the chains below. Work 1 single crochet into the adjacent double crochet stitch on the left. Follow with 5 chains for transition. Skip 2 chains and 1 double crochet below. Work 1 single crochet into the next double crochet stitch. Continue with 5 chains for transition. Skip 2 chains and 1 double crochet below. Work 1 single crochet into the next double crochet stitch. Continue following this demonstration. Keep going all the way down to the last single crochet. Now we are at this position. After completing the last single crochet, work 2 chains for transition. Pick up the third chain from the left of the starting chain, and work 1 double crochet through both loops. This completes row 4. Now let's move on to row 5. Make 1 chain as the starting chain for the single crochet. The starting chain for the single crochet doesn't count as 1 stitch. Turn the work over. Pick up the last double crochet stitch from the previous row, and work 1 single crochet. Then skip the first chain space without crocheting. Work 3 double crochets into the second chain space. Follow with 1 chain for transition. Work another 3 double crochets in the same chain space. After completing this, work 1 single crochet into the left chain space. We consider the stitches worked in these 2 spaces as one sequence. I'll demonstrate another sequence. First, work 3 double crochets and 1 chain into the left chain space. Then work another 3 double crochets in the same chain space. Work 1 single crochet into the adjacent chain space. This completes the second sequence. Continue by repeating this sequence all the way to the end of the row. For the last sequence in this row, the final single crochet is worked into the beginning chain of the previous row. This completes the 5th row. Next, start the 6th row. Make 3 chains as the beginning chain. Turn the work. Then work 3 chains for transition. In the space between the double crochets on the left side, work 1 single crochet into this small chain space. Work 3 more chains for transition. Work 1 double crochet into the left single crochet stitch. Continue with 3 more chains for transition. Work 1 single crochet into the left chain space. Then work 3 chains for transition. Work 1 double crochet into the left single crochet stitch. From here on, follow the previous demonstration. Refer to the chart and continue working across the row. This completes the 6th row. The next 3 rows follow a similar pattern to rows 1 through 3. The crochet sequence is similar to that of rows 1 to 3. Just follow the chart for crocheting. I have already completed this part ahead of time. After finishing the last row, finish with 1 chain stitch to secure. Leave a 10 cm yarn tail, and cut the yarn. This completes the first section. After completing the first section, let's start with the first row of the second section. Locate the position of the previous row's beginning chain. Pick up the 3rd chain of the beginning chain and pull through. The crocheting direction for the first row of the second section is identical to that of the last row of the first section. It is the same direction. Take out the new yarn. Make a slip knot. Place it on the crochet hook. Draw the yarn through. Adjust the loop size. This is how you join the yarn. Start with 2 chain stitches as a beginning chain. This counts as 1/2 double crochet. Then, make 3 chain stitches for transition. In the second chain space from below, work 1 single crochet. Then, make 3 more chain stitches for transition. In the third chain space from the left, work 3 double crochets and 2 chains. In the same position, work 3 more double crochets. The insertion points for the following stitches are marked on the chart. Follow the diagram to complete this row. After completing the last single crochet, make 3 chain stitches for transition. Pick up the last double crochet stitch, and work 1/2 double crochet. This completes the first row of the second section. Now, let's move on to the second row. Start with 2 chain stitches as a beginning chain. This counts as 1/2 double crochet. Turn the work over. Make 3 chain stitches for transition. In the next 2 chain spaces on the left, work 1 DC2 tog. First, work 1 incomplete double crochet in the first space. Yarn over once. Insert the hook into the next space below. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over again, and pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. This completes 1 incomplete double crochet. Also work 1 incomplete double crochet in the chain space on the left. Yarn over once. Insert the hook. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over again, and pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all loops at once. This completes the DC2 tog. Next, make 3 chain stitches for transition. In the chain space between the double crochets on the left, work 3 double crochets. Continue with 3 chain stitches. Work 3 more double crochets in the same chain space. After completing, make 3 chain stitches for transition. We will consider the first DC2 tog to the current stitch pattern as one sequence. I'll demonstrate another sequence. Start with a DC2 tog in the next 2 chain spaces on the left. Continue with 3 chain stitches for transition. In the chain space between the double crochets on the left, work 3 double crochets and 3 chain stitches. Work 3 more double crochets in the same chain space. After completing, make 3 chain stitches for transition. This completes the second sequence. From here on, repeat the second sequence. Follow the chart all the way down to finish this row. After completing the final 3 chain stitches, pick up the second leg of the previous row's turning chain. Work 1 half double crochet. This completes the second row. Rows 3 and 4 follow previously demonstrated methods. The techniques for these rows have been shown before. Start row 3 with 3 chain stitches as a beginning chain. End with a double crochet. The middle part uses the same crochet method as row 2. Row 4 starts and ends with the same stitch as row 3. In the middle, work 6 double crochets in the chain spaces of this pattern. Between double crochets, make 1 chain stitch for transition. The rest of the positions use the same crochet method as row 3. Just follow the chart and crochet the corresponding stitches. I have already crocheted this part in advance. After completing it, you can choose to fasten off the yarn or not. If you choose to fasten off, you need to turn your work. Insert the hook into the last stitch of the previous row. Take out the new yarn and join the yarn to continue crocheting. Here, I choose not to fasten off. Pull up a large loop. Remove the crochet hook. Pass the yarn tail through the loop. Gently pull to tighten. This will secure the yarn end. Then, turn your work over. Insert the hook into the last stitch. Take out the new yarn. Draw the yarn through. Join the yarn to crochet the 5th row. Make 3 chains as the beginning chain. When crocheting, you need to place the yarn tail that isn't cut above the hook and carry it along. After completing this, pause here and do not continue crocheting for now. These 3 chains count as 1 double crochet stitch. Then, make 4 chain stitches for transition. Work 1 single crochet into the DC2 tog stitch on the left side. Continue with 1 chain stitch for transition. Skip the first chain space on the left side. Work 1 HDC3 puff stitch into the second chain space. Start with 3 incomplete half double crochets. Yarn over once. Insert the hook into the hole. Yarn over and pull through. This completes 1 incomplete half double crochet. In the same position, work 2 more incomplete half double crochets. Finally, yarn over and pull through all loops at once. This completes 1 HDC3 puff stitch. Chain 3 for transition. Work 1 HDC3 puff stitch into the left chain space. Start with 3 incomplete half double crochets. After completing them, yarn over and pull through all loops at once. This completes another HDC3 puff stitch. Chain 3 for transition. Next, in each of the next 3 chain spaces on the left side, work 1 HDC3 puff stitch. Between each HDC3 puff stitch, chain 3 to connect. After completing this section, chain 1 for transition. We will consider the sequence from the first single crochet to this point as one complete sequence. Then, repeat this sequence. Follow the chart to complete this row. After completing the last chain stitch, work 1 single crochet into the decrease stitch on the left side. Then, chain 4 for transition. Work 1 double crochet into the previous row's turning chain. This completes the 5th row. Now, let's move on to the 6th row. Chain 2 as a beginning chain. Turn your work. Then, chain 2 for transition. Work 1 single crochet into the first hole below. Chain 3 for transition next. Skip the small hole on the left side. Work a single crochet in the adjacent chain space. Chain 3 for transition between the single crochets. Skip the chain spaces directly beside the single crochets. Work single crochets in the chain spaces between the puff stitches. Chain 3 for transition between the single crochets. Follow the chart to complete this row. When working the last stitch, place the yarn from row 4 over your hook and pull it through. This completes row 6. After completing, if you choose to fasten off, simply cut the yarn. If you choose not to fasten off, follow the method used at the end of row 4 to secure the yarn tail. The stitch patterns for rows 7 through 12 have been demonstrated before. Just follow the chart to crochet. Pay attention to changing colors. I have already crocheted ahead here. Next, turn the work and crochet row 13. Hook the yarn out from the last stitch. Make 1 beginning chain. You can fasten off the yarn from the previous row. The first stitch is a SC2 tog. Insert the hook into the joining position. Pull the yarn through. This completes 1 incomplete single crochet. Then insert the hook on the left side. Pull the yarn through. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through. This completes the SC2 tog. Next, make 1 chain for transition. Work 1 single crochet in the left chain space. Chain 3 for transition. Skip 1 space. Work 1 double crochet in the next space. Work 3 half double crochets. One double crochet. Continue with 3 chains for transition. Work 1 single crochet in the second space from the left. Chain 3. We will consider the pattern from the first double crochet to this point as one sequence. Then, repeat this sequence. Follow the chart to complete this row. After finishing the last single crochet, make 1 chain for transition. The last stitch is a SC2 tog. First, draw the yarn through the loop of the half double crochet on the left side. Then, insert the hook into the top of the beginning chain, and draw the yarn through. Finally, yarn over once, and pull through all loops. This completes 1 SC2 tog. This finishes the last row of the second section. Fasten off the yarn. Turn the work. Reattach the yarn to begin crocheting the first row of the third section. Start with 3 chains as a beginning chain. Work a double crochet in the left chain space. Work a double crochet in the single crochet stitch. Work 3 double crochets in the large chain space on the left. Then, work 1 double crochet for each stitch across. Pay attention to some special areas. These are all marked on the chart. Follow the chart and continue crocheting until the last stitch. You can choose not to cut the yarn. Secure the yarn using the method shown earlier for securing yarn tails. Turn the work. Pick up the new yarn to crochet row 2. Make 3 chains as the beginning chain. Bring along the yarn from row 1. Then work 4 double crochets in the next stitch on the left. The next stitch is a front post double crochet crossing pattern. To crochet this, first work a front post double crochet around the third stitch from the left. Yarn over once. Insert the hook from the right side of this double crochet. Bring it to the front on the left side. Insert the hook under the post of the double crochet and complete the stitch. The working method is the same as for a double crochet, only the insertion position differs. After completing it, work 1 chain for transition. Then go back and work 1 front post double crochet in the first stitch. Pay attention to place the previously completed front post double crochet behind. Do not wrap it round the work. This completes the front post double crochet crossing pattern. Next, work 5 double crochets in the following stitch on the left. The next stitch is another front post double crochet crossing pattern. First, pick the third stitch from the left, and work 1 front post double crochet, round the post of a double crochet. After completing it, work 1 chain. Then go back and work 1 front post double crochet in the first double crochet. Do not wrap the previously worked front post double crochet. The 2 front post double crochets should be separate. Following this, work according to the pattern of every 5 double crochets. Working 1 front post double crochet crossing pattern. Continue this all the way down the row. After completing it, don't cut the yarn. This completes the second row. Next, locate the first stitch of the second row. Insert the hook. And pull through the secured yarn directly. Now start crocheting the third row. Make 3 chains to start. Work a double crochet in each stitch of the row below. When you encounter a chain, work into the chain space. Continue this all the way down the row. When crocheting the last stitch, pay attention to carrying the yarn. Once completed, move on to crochet the fourth row. Make 3 chains to start. The next stitch is a front post double crochet crossing pattern. Since you are crocheting on the wrong side, this will be a back post double crochet crossing pattern. Yarn over once. From the wrong side. On the third stitch from the left. Come out on the right side. Insert from the left side. Work a back post double crochet. Then make 1 chain for transition. Go back to the first stitch. And work a back post double crochet, yarn over once. From in front of this back post stitch. Exit on the right side of this double crochet. Insert from the left side. Without wrapping around the back post double crochet. This completes the crossing back post double crochet pattern. From the right side, all the front post double crochets will be on top. Next, work 5 double crochets sequentially into the left stitch. The next stitch is a crossing back post double crochet pattern. First, work 1 back post double crochet into the third stitch from the left. Then make 1 chain for transition. Go back and work 1 back post double crochet into the first stitch. Pay attention not to wrap around the previously worked back post double crochet. This completes another crossing back post double crochet pattern. Next, work 5 double crochets sequentially into the left stitches. Flip to the right side to check. The crossing patterns are staggered. And these stitches have the same angled direction. all on top. Let me demonstrate the method of working a crossing back post double crochet pattern again. First, work one back post double crochet into the third stitch from the left. After completing it, make one chain for transition. Go back and work one back post double crochet into the first stitch. Pay attention not to wrap around the back post double crochet. This completes another crossing back post double crochet pattern. From now on, follow the previous demonstration. Refer to the chart and continue working until you finish this row. Row 4 is completed. Flip to the right side to check. If you cannot tell where the very first stitch is in this row, you can cut the yarn after completing the last stitch of row 2. Then join a new yarn here to work row 4. Work in the same direction as row 2. For the following rows, follow the crochet method from row 1 to row 4. This concludes the crochet method for section 3. After completing section 3, let's move on to crochet section 4. Get the yarn. Join the yarn and work the first row. Except for the first stitch and the last stitch. Follow the pattern of working 2 double crochets, followed by 1 chain stitch in the middle. Follow the chart to complete this row. Continue crocheting the second row. Make 1 beginning chain. Turn your work. Start by working 4 single crochets in sequence. When you encounter a chain space, insert the hook into the space and crochet. Then work a CH3 picket. That is, first make 3 chain stitches. Next, insert the hook under the front loop of the next single crochet and the left side yarn strand. Work 1 slip stitch. Do not tighten. This completes the CH3 picket. Next, work 3 single crochets on the left side in sequence. Then work 1 CH3 picket. Start by making 3 chain stitches. Next, insert the hook under the front loop of the next single crochet and the left side yarn strand and work 1 slip stitch. This completes another CH3 picket. Continue with the pattern of 3 single crochets. Followed by a CH3 picket to finish this row. This completes the second row. Turn your work and crochet the third row. Make 3 chain stitches to start. Work 1 double crochet at the joining position. Skip 2 stitches below and do not work into them. On the single crochet stitch to the left of the picket. Work 1 DC3 in 1. That is, work 3 double crochets in the same stitch. Continue by skipping 2 stitches according to the pattern. On the single crochet stitch to the left of the picket. Work a DC3 in 1. Keep working DC3 in 1 until you finish with the last DC3 in 1. Once completed, work a DC2 in 1 in the last stitch, that is, work 2 double crochets in the same position. This completes the DC2 in 1. This concludes the third row. Now move on to the fourth row. Make 1 beginning chain. Turn your work. For this row, work single crochets into the stitches of the previous row, without increasing or decreasing. This completes the fourth row. The remaining rows are worked in the same way as the first 4 rows. This concludes the crochet method for the fourth section. The fifth section is similar to the first section, with only the row count differing. For the remaining sections, the sixth section is worked identically to the second section. Follow the pattern chart for these sections. Now let's move on to the seventh section. With the right side facing you from the previous row, locate the first stitch. Join the yarn at the first stitch. Make 3 chains as a beginning chain. Work double crochets evenly across this row. The pattern chart also marks any special positions. Follow the chart to complete this row. Once completed, secure the yarn tail. This completes the first row. Insert the hook into the first stitch of this row, and join the yarn to start crocheting the second row. Make 3 chains as a beginning chain. The next stitch is a crossing pattern of 1 treble crochet and 3 double crochets. This pattern spans 4 stitches in total. First, work 1 treble crochet, yarn over twice. Insert the hook into the 4th stitch from the bottom. Yarn over and draw through. Yarn over again, draw through the first 2 loops on the hook. Repeat this 3 times. This completes 1 treble crochet. Now return to the starting point. Work 1 double crochet in the first stitch, 1 double crochet in the second stitch, and 1 double crochet in the third stitch. Note that you should work from behind the treble crochet without wrapping around it. This completes the crossing pattern of 1 treble crochet and 3 double crochets. Continue with the second crossing pattern of 1 treble crochet and 3 double crochets. First, work 1 treble crochet in the 4th stitch on the left side. Yarn over the hook twice. Insert the hook, yarn over and draw through. Yarn over again. Draw through the first 2 loops on the hook. Repeat this 3 times. Now return to the starting point. Work 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Note that you should not wrap around the treble crochet while working. This completes the second crossing pattern of 1 treble crochet and 3 double crochets. And that's it. Continue following this demonstration all the way to the end of the row. Work 1 double crochet in the last stitch. When crocheting, carry the yarn from the previous row. This completes the second row. Now let's work on the third row. Start with another chain of 3 for the turning chain. As you crochet, carry the yarn from the first row. Turn the work. Start with a cluster of 1 treble crochet and 3 double crochets in a crossing pattern. This row is crocheted on the wrong side. First, work 1 treble crochet in the 4th stitch from the left. Then return, and work 1 double crochet in each of the previous 3 stitches, since you are crocheting on the wrong side. When working the double crochets, you don't need to crochet behind the treble crochet, instead, crochet in front of it. Do not wrap around the treble crochet while crocheting. The treble crochets in this row and the treble crochets in the previous row are all on the same side. Let me demonstrate another group. First, work 1 treble crochet in the 4th stitch from the left. Then return to the previous 3 stitches, and work 3 double crochets in front of the treble crochet for each. Do not wrap around the treble crochet while crocheting. This completes the second group of the sequence. Continue by repeating this group of the sequence all the way down to finish the row. Work 1 double crochet in the last stitch. This completes the third row. Flip to the right side to see the effect like this. For the remaining rows after the 7th section, follow the pattern of 1 row of double crochets and 2 rows of crossing stitches. Complete the 7th section according to the chart. The crochet method for the 8th section is identical to the 1st section. The 9th section is similar to the 3rd section, but the row numbers are different. Follow the chart for the crochet work. This concludes the crochet method for the main body. Next, we will learn how to crochet the edging. It involves crocheting around the completed main body. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. Please watch the demonstration. Take out the main body. Continue crocheting from the last row without cutting the yarn. Make 1 beginning chain. Turn your work. In the first stitch at the bottom, make a SC3-in-1. That is, crochet 3 single crochets in the same position. This completes the SC3-in-1. We will consider this SC3-in-1 as a corner. Then pick up the left side stitch and work single crochets evenly. Continue all the way to the second to last stitch. In the last stitch, make another SC3-in-1. Next, rotate the piece. Pick up the left side edge of each row and work single crochets. When you encounter a row of double crochets, work 2 single crochets. If you feel the gap is too large, you can pick up an inner strand to crochet. For a row of single crochets, work 1 stitch. For a row of half double crochets, work 2 stitches. You can also increase or decrease the number of single crochets as needed. The quantity of single crochets can be adjusted. Just make sure the piece lays flat. When you encounter a yarn tail, place it above the hook and wrap it together while crocheting. Next, return to the starting point. Pick up the remaining 2 strands of the slip knot, and make a SC3-in-1. Rotate the piece. Then follow the chart to crochet single crochets. For the last stitch, work at SC3-in-1. Next, move on to the side edge. Use the same method as the previous side edge. Continue all the way to the last stitch. Finally, pick up the first stitch, and join with a slip stitch. This completes the first round of edging. Now, move on to the second round. Start by working a slip stitch transition into the leftmost stitch. Do not tighten, make 3 chains as a beginning chain. Work 2 double crochets in the same position. Then, work double crochets evenly into the left stitches. Continue until you reach just before the SC3-in-1. Now, you are at this position. Work a double crochet into the first stitch of the SC3-in-1. Work 5 double crochets into the second stitch. Work a double crochet into the third stitch. Follow this method whenever you encounter a SC3-in-1. For the remaining positions, work 1 double crochet into each stitch. Continue to work all the way down this round. Finally, work 2 double crochets in the insertion position of the first stitch. This completes the 5 double crochets at the corner position. Finish with a slip stitch join. This completes the second round. For the remaining rounds, work 5 double crochets into the middle stitch at each corner. Work double crochets evenly in other positions. Follow the chart to complete the rest. After completing, fasten off and weave in the yarn tail. Make sure to hide all loose yarn tails. This concludes the crochet technique for edging. Up to this point, the entire product has been fully explained. If you have any unclear parts during the crocheting process, don't hesitate to join our Facebook group to get support. Susan's family. Support your handwork experience. Enjoy the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next episode.